What's up guys, it's Lord Both here with another video, and Splitgate 2 continues to be an absolute mess in the gaming scene.
Remain calm! All is well!
Why do I say this? Well, Splitgate 2 by 1047 Games, which might be bankrupt by the end of this sentence, is apparently going back to beta. This from Insider Gaming. Splitgate 2 developers say it's going back to beta.
Yeah, you said that.
The article states Splitgate 2 is returning to beta until early next year, while the developers rework major parts of the game. In a post, the developers first acknowledged that they, quote, launched too early, made some mistakes, rushed certain features, and did not provide players with a polished experience.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
Basically, they were on a time and money crunch and churned out a shit game that everybody said, hey, this is terrible and way different and worse than the first game. And now they're spending more time and money and resources to try to fix it. The article continues to rectify this. The developer has stated that Splitgate 2 is, quote, going back to beta till early next year. During this time, they will rebuild major parts of the game, including reworking progression from the ground up, adding more portals to maps, simplifying monetization, refocusing on classic game modes, and more. The developers have also stated that they will host more playtests and surveys, and they will listen more closely to become a community-first organization.
Now I'll tell you what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna panic, we're not gonna... Look out!
And I get it, man. They're trying to build a brand here. They're trying to say, hey, we care about the gamers. We care about the community. I mean, this is the guy who came out with the hat saying, make FPS great again. They are clearly guys who want the company they made and the games that they make to be synonymous with gamer first, right? They care about gamers' input and they want to give them the best experience possible. The unfortunate thing is they've dumped so much money and resources into this one game that it may have tanked their company.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
What essentially has happened here is that these guys made a pretty good muscle car as their first game, Splitgate. Then they decided to be like, hey, what if we reshaped the car, put a bunch of bells and whistles on it, and we made it some monstrosity hypercar? And it wasn't a lot of what people knew and recognized about the first game. The monetization, as they even state here, was wonky, like $130 bundles or something like that, which had everybody being like, what the hell is going on with your monetization system? To be fair, they fixed that, but it still isn't the best. And now nobody wants to buy from their company. What they should have done after Splitgate was make something more small and scale back to generate additional revenue while also optimizing Splitgate and making it more enduring so that it can last longer than the 6 years or so it's been around, then come back with a Splitgate 2. But they didn't do that. They put all their eggs in one basket, and now they're dealing with a mess at the picnic table.
Metaphor.
The article continues, 1047 Games, might want to do some more spell check there, have confirmed that they will be reducing specific roles to shift their resources to focus on the rework. Moreover, to retain as many members as possible, they will be shutting down OG Splitgate servers in a month. Splitgate 2 will remain playable in the meantime, and 1047 Games will still release Chapter 3 along with its fixes and high priority changes. So they're shutting down the servers for the old Splitgate that people liked in favor for the second Splitgate that people don't like. And I did see the actual Steam player counts, and there are still some people who play OG Splitgate, less than the people playing Splitgate 2, but I wouldn't say that the number playing Splitgate 2 is eye-popping either. Like less than 1,000 people at any given time.
You serious?
Also, this whole reducing specific roles to shift their resources to focus on the rework, followed by a statement that says retain as many members as possible sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook to say they're cutting more jobs.
I'm sorry, you're fired. Get out of here.
Which, as the article states just below this, in other news, Splitgate developers had layoffs just weeks after the full launch and the release of their Battle Royale mode. So let's put all the pieces of the puzzle together here. What it sounds like is that 1047 Games put all their eggs into one basket. It didn't turn out well for them, seeing that Splitgate 2 is wildly unpopular. Now they are reaping the financial ruin of that failure. Understand that there is absolutely no way to get around this or save their company unless they make Splitgate 2 work, which, by the way, they're not going to. The game is, at this point, functionally and culturally dead, with no hype around it, while also shutting down the service to the old Splitgate that people liked and cutting more staff in the vain hope that they can somehow return Splitgate 2 to beta and somehow rework everything within the game and relaunch the game, I would assume, and it will be completely different and everybody will love it, trying to make it Lords of the Splitgate 2.0. But it's just not gonna work. The game is dead, killed at launch. People are not going to go back to it. This is not a No Man's Sky situation. I'm sorry. And everybody likes to bring up that idea that No Man's Sky was able to bring it back and make the game good after extensive improvements to it.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
But they are a grand exception to the rule and should not be considered something to shoot for. This game is never going to get there. The developers are going to go under, and within a couple of years' time, the guys that are heads of these studios will be off in other studios working at middling level positions within other people's companies, where those companies will brag about how they got the minds behind OG Splitgate that was super popular as an indie game working for their company.
Ooh, and we're all very impressed, right, guys?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys go on and work for things like Halo or Call of Duty. Wouldn't that be a real twist of fate, wouldn't it? But hey, those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.